name's Steve Peters, and I run Base Consulting, which is a supply chain management company that helps hardware startups and defense contractors and other clients in the space looking to develop products.
My name is Vlad. I present Maxton and our new product called Skypace that enables our client to process entire ocean freight transportation in same place. I've been in the logistics space for 17 years now with my partner, Nick. We have been developing our new solution on the market for quite a while, and we're happy that it's finally launched. And I think that's something that I'll be happy to share more with you today during our conversation.
It would be really interesting to start off with kind of an overview of the Skypace app, because that's the kind of most exciting thing that I've seen so far coming out from your side. So if you could just kind of go over a bit about the functionality, user experience, what's the secret sauce that makes it so unique?
Okay, I'm not using sauces in the morning. I'll tell you, but I would be happy to share the core proposal that we have. So in 2020, when we started to operate Maxton, we've been using 4+ technologies to process one transaction, a shipment of the transportation. At the time, we've tried to optimize our business where both our logistics operations people and clients work in the same system, and they avoid the legacy systems such as emails, Excel sheets to exchange the information. During my whole career, I've been observing how clients or competitors or the companies I worked for had problems with the data transmission. So a lot of times transportation issues were caused by human factor, making mistakes, missing the information, misunderstanding the process. Logistics is a very dynamic process. So cargo logistics is a very dynamic process. So we decided that we want to step into this competition and build a system that can enhance this process with, where all users, all clients and logistics coordinators can, communicate the shipment in same space. So we invented Skypace. We started in 2020 from the scratch. We initially, of course, as any freight forwarder, we wanted to purchase a product. We wanted to buy a software which can solve all these problems. And there were a lot of bold statements about revolutionizing logistics. However, revolutionizing anything, especially such a dynamic industry such as freight forwarding and freight logistics, it's quite bold statement indeed. But we understand that there is a lot of pieces of puzzle, starting from carriers, shippers, and infrastructure providers such as port terminals or customs authorities. They all live in their own era of technology and business rules. Therefore, none of the providers that we've been trying to find was able to combine all the necessary features in one space. So we built our product. And we started building it in 2020. It's been a long journey. We started to build it in 2021, finished the first version in early 2023, used it as an internal tool for transportation between our branches in Europe and the United States. And after a year of adapting it to ever-changing industry where each carrier or port terminal changes their technology every 2 months, we were catching on all these changes. And in 2024, we eventually released the product to our clients. So far, it's been, it brought us perfect results, basically as we expected. Means that we finally have all transactions, all the shipments in one place, and our clients don't need to communicate information and receive the data from multiple sources. Now they're all doing it at our platform.
Okay. And I'm sure you've already analyzed a lot of the other apps out there and systems. Like, top of mind, what were the kind of features that you were looking at, and what kind of feedback were you looking at to develop a better product?
Since the process of purchasing a freight forwarding service for the client is quite complex, we have been looking, of course, around to other applications there built by technology company, not logistics companies. But the problem is that we wish we could take an example from any name on how we want to communicate this or that feature. However, at this point, there is a very popular term saying that this industry is siloed. There is a lot of applications that do either pricing or schedules for the scheduling system, or I don't know, tracking and tracing, so-called visibility. However, none of it supports the entire logic behind the process. So basically, I can say, unfortunately, any big name that we could compare us with, because most of the tools that you can buy as a shipper or freight forwarder at this moment, they require an entire company that using this system to have enough expertise and finances to be able to set up the tool as they want it to work or understand how they want it to work. So basically, the difference between us and the other applications, be it pricing of transportation, booking process, cargo visibility, or any communication that happens during the transportation, our entire tool has its unique position in every model of what we're doing, because it's all very correlated process. So without proper planning, you cannot build a proper pricing. Without proper tracking and tracing of the system, the customer can lose visibility on the changes in their cost of transportation. So all of the models of the transportation and the applications must talk to each other. And this is actually the most difficult part for technology companies in space, because they only create one model that does not talk to any other models or other applications well. So that's the problem that we solve.
Right. So, and Skypace can basically create a quote that's end to end, right? And
Yes.
and it's already booking it as soon as
Yes. So
complete.
it's all end-to-end process from the pricing to the delivery. So our clients find solutions from door to door in the ocean space and ocean freight. Then they can book space and then tracking and trace it, exchange the information for shipment clearance, and stay aware of any changes, any upcoming changes in transportation plans, pricing. Demurrages and detentions were very popular subject for many shippers. Primarily for a reason that, again, many systems, including carrier systems, don't talk to each other. So clients are missing the updates on the information and faced with extra charges way too late.
Yeah, and tracking is so important, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Accurate tracking, right?
Yes. Tracking has been, the freight visibility overall has been a very popular term in logistics stack for the last 10 years. And we have to admit that there are some big players in this space, smaller players, but we all share a common problem that this world is too big, too different, and infrastructure and digital infrastructure in various countries is different. Actually, I have to mention that there is a great organization that we've learned about 2 years ago or so called DCSA, the nonprofit organization founded by top shipping lines to create standardization in the data exchange with the carriers. And I'm really looking forward to see how they're going to work, because it's what we all been looking for to finally push the world of logistics to some standards in the data exchange, so we don't have these gaps.
Right. So Skypace also seems to allow smaller teams that don't have the resources to have a very large personnel, like large amount of staff to do all the different things that need to be done. Basically, it provides a lean tool for smaller teams, right?
Yes, it works for as we have all segments of clients in our systems available to capable to scale to the large organizations, including departments and subdivisions of the client. So basically, our clients can build the process on how they manage their trade logistics through our tool. So we work with a company where we have an army of one, a person that ships cargo for Amazon. And we also have other freight forwarders who are using us as their service provider for the transportation. And just recently, we've been opening gates for the enterprise level clients who have a lot of transactions and they want to do it all in one space. and they don't want to deal with, third-party providers for tracking and tracing, for quotations, for rate management. We all incorporated it in Skypace.
Very cool. Do you have any other ideas for future functionality developments in place yet that you can share?
Sure, of course. I'm a big, Marvel fan in Marvel universe, and whenever I watch the new episode, I always think, how far in advance were they sitting there writing a script? And we, of course, have our script written, but it doesn't have a last episode because we know that it will continuously, it is continuously changing. So we plan to add, of course, tools for the faster customs clearance, for import customs clearance, for export customs clearance for our clients, and of course expand the modes of transport that we want to utilize for the transportation to basically act as a full sense of the 3PL. We currently support and finishing developing for 4PL. 4PL functions where basically our clients can create their own networks of their freight forwarders, and
Right.
basically shipper can onboard one of their freight forwarders, multiple freight forwarders to manage all their shipments, where Skypace remains a booking agency and
Right.
technology platform.
Could you share the Skypace app with us real quick?
Sure. So we have I'll probably show you two interesting screens. So this is where our journey starts when the clients yet don't know us and they just want to check the price. So I will give you a quick example. If I'm looking for pickup of cargo from anywhere in the US, let's go with my favorite client I worked with before, Tesla. So we say Tesla Fremont. And our system is looking for different addresses. So we're looking for the facility from which we want to pick up the cargo. And let's say we want to deliver to their facility in Netherlands. So we can say Tesla Tilburg. That's one of their facilities in Europe. So we can select it there. Then I select container type that I want to ship. I add the commodity name over here. I can begin search with the commodity HS code or just the name. So, and the Incoterms, of course. One of the most important things many clients are missing to understand what they need to pay for the transportation and why is the Incoterm. So we implemented that during our search, and we click search. So the system is combining pricing based on the routes. We are analyzing the best possible routes that we have available in our system. So client not only get the quick price, but we also showing different routing options to see if it matters for transit time.
And
So
this is
our
even before logging in, right? Like
yes,
you
yes.
can access this.
Yeah, so we have what? Probably 10 seconds less
Yeah.
for the options. So we have from the cheapest to the most expensive carrier, quick filters over here. One of the most important things is that clients often asking when we can pick up the cargo, what is my best schedule. So our system entirely schedules the door-to-door transportation plan from Fremont to Tilburg, from one shipping facility to receiving facility, including the ocean portion. So the clients can see how long it will take to get their cargo. And most importantly, for transparency, they see the entire breakdown of all the charges that are accurate and final for their transportation. This is another big thing. Many clients book freight with our competitors in the traditional freight forwarders. Freight forwarders sell something and then put a lot of things in the terms and conditions, and clients get a surprise about the additional charges, right? So this is how it works. And let me just quickly, this is a door-to-door solution. This is at least that gives our clients a quick overview on how fast they can find a price and the routing options based on the live schedules with ocean carriers. It's very important that all these dates based on the various schedules of the ocean carrier that will move freight between port and port.
Right.
When we're talking about the application inside, I'll just give you a quick overview how the port-to-port transportation is being booked. Very popular service among freight forwarders. So basically, when we're servicing the freight forwarders, they typically handle door delivery themselves, but they want to buy the ticket for the vessel, basically. And that's where we act as NVOCC, so-called. So I'll do the same just to port instance. We go from Oakland, California, and my cargo is ready, let's say tomorrow, and we're shipping to Rotterdam, Netherlands. I can create the time frame in which I want to ship. Otherwise, I can go and enter the commodity, let's say wheels, or any other commodity that matches my description, the Incoterm as well. I'm selecting container. quantity of the containers, adding the typical information about the weight and volumes. And my Incoterm, let's say it's going to be CFR this time. So I will show you how quick you can make a booking. It's very important, especially for freight forwarders, to get the price quickly and lock space with the carrier quickly. And one of our advantages is that our system is connected, integrated with all of the carriers. So as soon as we place the booking, it doesn't need to be handled by one of our operators. We're instantly forwarding this request to the shipping line. So again, I have my options over here. Hapag-Lloyd seems to be most competitive. Again, we can go on the rate breakdown. We can see all the information about the charges and how much it costs. Based on the Incoterms, we understand that the destination charges are not going to be paid by our client because based on their Incoterms, they don't have to. So they click book, select the schedule that fits their expectations. Let's say they want to sail December 23rd. They see all information required for the cutoffs and ETD, ETAs. They click next. We're asking them a little bit more of the information about the cargo description, package types, so we can prepare the bill of lading. Once the shipment begins its journey, the customer can say the shipment reference, show to Steve, for instance. They can also add validated services for export clearance. It's one of our proposals that we do as well. We process the entire export clearance in here, and empty release date when they want the empty container to be out of port. They click next, sign the FMC regulated document called negotiated rate agreement arrangement, which is the required documents for NVOCCs and our terms and conditions. And they click agree and book. From this moment, the booking request sent to the steamship line, and the feedback from the steamship line is controlled by our logistics team. So generally speaking, from this moment, I just send request to Hapag-Lloyd to book space between Auckland to Rotterdam for the vessel that we've selected. Once shipment will start moving, client will receive, I will quickly show you, when shipment will be confirmed, client will start pulling containers, so they will be in charge of the shipment clearance, including the bill of lading, where they can fill out all the information that we need for shipping parties, etc. So we can clear the bill of lading online. And so that's how it works. So basically, I just did a quote and booking placement with the carrier within probably 60 seconds.
Very cool.
This is the fastest way to do that. Plus, we provide the accurate information on the schedules right away. So it's a winner. I mean, there is no other freight forwarder right now that provides same service in the United States. Once the shipment is moving, I can show you briefly a screenshot of our shipment, which was delivered from Miami to Poland. We have entire tracking and tracing system for the container, showing its journey from the first place to the last place, including all the information. Customer gets the bill of ladings electronically cleared with the carrier over here, and they received all the information in the document, in the hard documents, in our detail section for the documents. At any time, client needs to see or ask a question related to their shipment, we're trying to expedite it by any way, so they can call live chat that operates through live AI bot that understands everything about our system and can answer the questions clearly, or the client can go ahead and start talking to the live people in the system. So this is the fastest booking and quoting transportation service. Plus, you'll get the full-time support of our logistics team. So it's not the application as a marketplace. It's not the application that links our clients to the carriers and leave them alone. We just expedited the processes that were supposed to be digitalized years ago. So
looks great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Great. And how are you currently kind of collecting feedback, beta testing, and different things like that?
At first, we ran the beta testing with our loyal clients, and happily, we also have 3 branches, 2 in the US and 1 in Europe, through which we've been internally shipping cargo to us. So we've simulated a lot of cases. I specifically was keeping a lot of our employees at the time to stay away from the development of the platform. So we had 2 groups of users on our end, those who already knew how the system works and were part of our team to advise on the better features, and the other team that just faced it first time, and we just pushed them to do the job with minimum training to see how human, what would be the human reaction and how the intuitive our design is. So we ran a beta test in 2023 internally, then given it to our loyal clients in early spring 2024. Learned a lot from this, received a lot of feedback, some ideas, and improved it during the summer and released it as we know it in August 2024, and just keep improving every week. Every week we have every other week we have some release that gives another feature.
Is there anything you want to share about like Maxton Logistics and what you're doing there?
Sure. So initially we've started the company, we called it Maxton Shipping. And our initial and current stage, company stage at Maxton Shipping is that we are traditional freight forwarder. We utilized CargoWise as our primary TMS system, the largest known TMS as we know. The company does all sort of transportation services, ocean, air, and inland logistics, warehousing, distribution, you just name it. We have been doing pretty well in project cargo logistics, moved a lot of oversized and heavy freight, anything from farming equipment to the whole trains. As you can check at maxtonshipping.com, you can see what have we moved and what we're moving. So this company is basically same body, different name for Skypace. Skypace is our trade name for specifically online service that we launched for ocean freight.
And if somebody wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way for Skypace or Maxton?
For Skypace, we have a very quick onboarding process for the clients who want to use that. One of our unique points is that we've changed the way we sell our service, and instead of chasing long sales process and trying to squeeze profits from every client based on their proficiency in logistics, we decided that we offer our service online with instant pricing without even a login needed. So this is one of the keys that open doors for many clients, that they
Like
don't need to talk to our sales. We don't want them to talk to our sales unless they need to find a professional advice on how to move cargo.
Right.
So if we're talking about the personal contact, of course, I'm quite often I'm reading LinkedIn probably 3 times a day. It's my main source of the news from the industry, a contact from people who are interested to collaborate in any space, logistics or trade or technology.
Right. And could you just mention the website one time?
So for Skypace is skypace.com.
Oh, yeah.
And Maxton Shipping is maxtonshipping.com. Skypace is your #1 place to go for any ocean freight logistics. Maxton Shipping is air freight and basically the 3PL services as we understand it.
Great. Great. Sounds good.
Sure.
Well, it was great talking to you, Vlad, as always. And I hope we can have another one of these talks again.
Likewise.